Hey viewers, subscribers, and fans, I'm going to do a video on today on me on a rant about things that people just do, just that bugs me. Now, the other thing is that the other day I was on Facebook. I posted a comment. I said, with Starlink, I said, it would be nice if they offered other packages that were a little faster, that was like 900 megabytes per second. And everyone took it as I was being negative, and everyone just went exploded. Every person that messaged me that was on dial up or out in a remote location or had no internet, and they all took it that I was bragging and took it the wrong way. Basically, it would benefit me as a customer if they had the faster internet. I just have so many things I like to do, and it just some things when I do jobs work at home, I have to have certain requirements I have to fit. So it just basically everyone just goes on the negativity on everything that someone says instead of being positive on it, and everyone took it as I was bragging because I was getting faster internet speeds, which that was not the my whole situation why I asked. I basically just thought it would benefit them and benefit me. If there was faster internet for them in those areas, that'd be great. So just I wish people would just not take things so personally and take things so negatively. Like everyone has to start being more positive. It's like all this is always they just thrive on everyone being negative. And I just don't understand why they do that, but it just seems to be that way. I've basically I was just trying to be nice. I like technical stuff. I like new technology that's out there, and I think Starlink would be nice technology to try out because it was the cost of the gear right now is very low. It's at like $360 now for to buy the gear to have Starlink in your home. And I just thought, it would be good that they offered higher speeds. I'm sure they will in the future. It just, I find, the speeds, like 200 megabytes sounds like that is a lot, but like a lot of people are saying they can stream multiple things. But in my situation, I don't know what it is, if it's my home, my walls, signal, or whatever. But it seems like if I do any internet that's below the 200 range, everything just doesn't work for me. I get buffering, freezing, streaming, locking up, all that jazz. So it's basically I don't know why people take things so personally. I don't think I was just trying to state a fact and just maybe something would be great service. I was not trying to attack them or say that the service was bad or anything. They just took it the wrong way. It's just it just boggles my mind what people will do when they'll go on all this negativity. Like everyone needs to start being more positive and look at things on the positive side than being so negative nilly. Just everyone seems to be negative nilly these days. And it's like I find people in these message groups and stuff like that as well. They wouldn't say these things to your face. They only say it because you're behind a computer and they think they can get away with it. That's why people are so rude and condescending on the line, because there's no consequences if they say something bad to someone or give negativity about someone. Basically, I know the world revolves around all different kinds of people. It's just myself. I'd rather just try to be on the positive side than looking at things on the negative side all the time. Not just that's one of the things that's been really bugging me lately. Another thing that's been really bugging me, it's like I just I've like this TV thing's really starting to really bother me because it's like everything now is a miniseries, miniseries. Like you don't even get like the normal like episodes that you used to get per season. You get like a new episode like every week. I remember we used to get episodes every week, and there's to me, and they're trying to say it's an excuse. They know they can get away with it now and get short with miniseries. So basically, all they're doing is creating less production and cost less money in their pocket, and not actually taking the time to build a story on these shows. Like a miniseries having like 6 to 8 episodes or 10 episodes, that is not enough to cover everything. Like I don't know how they think a TV series is going to last, by making it a small, like 10 season per episode season. It just, like, if the streamers can do it on Netflix and they can make the same amount of episodes per year with COVID or without COVID, why can they not do it? Like, that to me, it's just a cop out. They're just trying to make things cheaper. They know they can get away with it. Like, if they knew if they didn't get the ratings, then they wouldn't do miniseries. And then the other thing is they're doing these miniseries of old shows so that you build the interest and you stay on it. If that was a new miniseries, a brand new TV series, and you only had 10 episodes, that's not going to build a good storyline for the series. And I don't know, it's just to me. And then they're saying they do a lot of that stuff on green screen, so a lot of the costs are reduced now due to green screen usage more than it was before COVID. So it just, I don't know. It just, I just feel like they're just copping out and not giving us enough episodes. Like, there's just so many out there. That's why it's starting to bother me. And oh yes, now I'm just trying to think of what else has been really eating me this month. It's really been bugging me. I don't think there's really much anything else I can complain about. See, this is with my story I was saying that, people try to, talk about negative stuff. So basically, I've been trying to talk about the negative stuff as well. It just, I find some things need to be said, but like certain things, like someone can just be polite and not say it. Like, it's called being polite. Like, I find a lot of people are not polite today. People just like tell you as it is and right rude. Like, like they take things right to the bone, and then they take it so personally that they take it as a personal gripe or a personal grudge, and they never let that grudge go, and they just keep fighting on that grudge. It's just, I don't know, it's just so annoying. It's just, things are just like lately, no wonder the world is a mess right now. Like, no one always tries to look on the positive side. Maybe start looking on the positive side of things will start changing. Like, they discovered that we like negativity and we thrive on it. So news channels and all that still create those news coverage just so that grab your interest. If you had a video online with the news coverage and it was something positive, no one would watch it. It just, I don't know, it just seems to be that way. Oh, I asked another thing too as well. Like, there's a market out there for a small amount of people that have three monitors. Now, the problem with having three monitors, if you're using an L desk, your L desk over a period of time starts to sag. So what's happening is when you have three monitors, you can't. I notice in all the new monitors now, they don't. They're offering up and down, to tilt back and forth, but they're not offering a tilt, to tilt to go from up to down. And when you try to put your monitors on your desk, as good as you do it, you always get it uneven. It's not lining up properly. And then the other thing as well, I put spacers underneath them so I can keep them all level, which is fine and dandy. But if you knock it off or have to readjust them all again, it's just a pain. Now, I know you can buy three monitor mounts that you put them on your desk and mount them. Now, why isn't there a manufacturer that just makes a long piece bar that goes across that you can attach your three screens together so that when you put them on the desk, you'll get an even levelness on all your monitors so you don't get any unevenness or different heights from each of your monitors. And then it wouldn't matter if your desk comes uneven because it would use the bracket from all three monitors and the outer part of the legs to hold them up. And then the other thing is I notice there's not a lot of things for people that have curved monitors neither. Some of the designs they have for the monitors are all designed for flush face monitors, all flat, not curved. Now, if you buy a three monitor mount bracket, I'm not sure on this, or I have to do a little more research, but I'm not sure if you can mount 3 curved monitors on a straight bracket. Because if you mount them on a straight bracket and the monitors don't tilt back or forwards, you're not going to be able to line up the monitors the way you want them. That's just me, I'm assuming, but I'll have to do more research. That was kind of something that I've seen that kind of boggled my mind a little bit, why there isn't more of this stuff. I know there's a lot of mod people out there only using one of the big super wide Ultra Samsung monitors that has like, but there are only 2 monitors, only adds up to the size of one of them. With these ones, I got 3 monitors for the less amount of money, and I got more surface space than I would have if I just bought the one big long one by Samsung. They don't make a Samsung 105-inch curved monitor. That's just something that I've noticed the market's missing. A lot of things that could make things a lot more convenient for these people. And a lot of people work from home and have a lot of office setups now. And I know a lot of jobs that the requirement are 2 monitors or 3. So there should be a lot more accessories out there for those things. Now, if the manufacturers don't want to have the monitors go up and down, why do they not just put some self levelers on the bottom of the base of the monitor? And all you gotta do is screw them out to change the levelness so you can make all the monitors level. They could do that. You could buy a package of them like five for like for $1.50 for a package of self levelers, and they could just put self levelers on the bottom of the legs, which then would level the monitor as well. And why isn't there someone out there that doesn't have self levelers that you can mount or stick to the bottom of your monitor so that you can make them adjustable, so that you can make them align better together? Now, the other thing is what I was thinking of doing. Maybe I'll just take the bow out of the desk and I'll just put a crossbar across on a 45 on the two, and then take up that, unevenness and then push it up. But I'm just saying there should be things in place when you spend all that money for a monitor and you don't get the proper adjustment that you need to align them up properly. Now the other thing is that a lot of people are trying to buy 8K monitors or higher K monitors or TVs. Now the problem with that, I have no problem with buying 8K products or buying products that are higher than 4K. But the only standards that are available right now is all 4K over everything. Like the only thing you're going to get 8K on is you'd have to buy a Blu-ray player that has 8K content that it will play the 8K on your 8K TV. The 8K TV right now is not a good purchase or feasible purchase right now, because if you watch a lot of live TV and you play a lot of video games, you're not going to get 8K content. Not even maybe. Now, the other thing is I noticed that a lot of manufacturers are advertising these 4K monitors. Now, the 4K monitors, they say it supports 4K. Now, they don't tell you, and when you purchase some of these monitors and some of these TVs, that 4K is not supported on everything. Like that 4K is only supported on a HDMI cable. So if you have more than 3 monitors, you won't be able to get 4K content on all 3 monitors by using HDMI cord. You would have to have a splitter that's a box that splits one HDMI connection into 3. So then you can hook up 3 monitors to that content to get the 4K. Now the other thing is you have the DP cables, the DisplayPort cables. Now you can get 4K content with that. Now the only problem with that now is that you get the 4K resolution, but Windows 11 or Windows 10 does not pick up anything that is on a DisplayPort with 4K content. You can't use the HDR content on the DisplayPort. Now you can use some of it, but the problem is that you buy like 144 hertz monitor or a 260 hertz monitor, and then you go to use them, you're not going to get the 260 or the 144 to get a HD or a 4K format. Now, see, when Windows picks it up with the DisplayPort, it doesn't say it's in 4K content. But if you play video games, it is in the 4K content resolution. But Windows just does not pick up on it. It wants a specific port. Now, why are they trying to make everything common over HDMI? I can understand why. I thought, like, why would you go with a display port? Why can't you just use a HDMI fiber optic cord and basically get the same speeds and use HDMI instead of a DisplayPort cable? DisplayPort cable is kind of an older connection, and it doesn't even support audio through that cable connection if your monitors have speakers. And then if you hook it up with DisplayPort, it doesn't work that way. Then you got to hook up your monitor speakers by using an aux cable that plugs in the back of your monitor into the back of your computer, or some monitors will have a USB cable that will carry audio into your computer or out to your speakers. That's another gripe I have. Now, and then you got all these different cables out there as well, which is another confusing thing going on. Like, you got to be careful. Like, some of these cables say they support 8K, and then you discover when you put it in, it's only 8K at 60 hertz, or it could be 140 and you only get like 140, but you don't get your 256. So there is a lot of that has to come into play as well when you're picking a proper cable. If you don't pick a proper cable, then what's going to happen is you're not going to get the full potential of what your monitor supports. Now, another gripe I have, that they advertise all these monitors with 1 ms, milliseconds. So I've tried every possible video setting on my video card, everything I can think of, and you cannot get it to do that at all. Like, I just, like, the closest I could get was 4 ms per second, megasecond. Now, the problem with that is that if I bought the monitor and thinking that I was going to get 1 ms, which in reality, it's kind of giving you a false information, which just so you buy the item. Then you discover you buy the monitor, then you discover you need a new video card, then you discover you need a new cable, then you discover you need this, and this, and this. So then basically all they're doing is it's like a vicious circle now. So basically they know you're going to get the monitor and then you want the full potential out of it. Then you know you're going to buy more parts, and then some of these manufacturers now are making things like, for example, MSI, they make keyboards, mouses, monitors, they make motherboards, they make video cards, and everything. So then basically they know that when you buy that monitor, you're going to want that. So then it's the same way as your video card. You buy your video card and then your monitor doesn't work the way you want it to with your video card. So it's so much. I find it just the information is so incorrect. So basically, if it's someone that doesn't have